I'm happy to be here and tell you about Schibsted. And Schibsted I've worked for Schibsted for more than 20 years. And at that time, we were only in one country. Today, we're present in more than 25 countries. And it's really the classifieds expansion that has been the most important theme for the company for the last 10 years. And you can see that we are a leading player in many markets. In fact, when you look at global players in classifieds, I would say that, well, you have, of course, eBay, and you have, of course, Naspers, and then Schibsted is also one of the, I would say, truly global companies in this field. Now, we did just announced our quarterly results, and as you can see, the classifieds has continued to growing and do well. And I think that's a good thing. It's fascinating, because if you look at Norway or Sweden, we've had all the cars in Sweden and Norway on our sites for more than 10 years. We've had all the houses in Norway. But still, we managed to build on that base and continue to develop it. So some people would say it's mature companies. I say they're still growth companies. And if you look at France, it's a very important market for us. And that's a market where we started out as a generalist. Then we moved aggressively into the car market. It's by far the leader. And what we're now looking is to use our platform there to take a bigger chunk of the real estate market and I think subsequently also the job market. Just flew in last night from Spain. Spain is a big and important market for us. We're the leader there in real estate, in generalist, and cars, and jobs also. And I think it's fair to say that that is going quite well with the macroeconomic development we're seeing there. Italy is also an interesting big European market for us, where I think there's lots more ground to be covered. Now, here, let me show you something, because what we've been doing the last year, we've been pursuing a lot of deals in markets that we're already in. And in many of those markets, we've actually then consolidated, kind of, with other players. And just 1 year exactly ago, I think, around this date, we announced a deal with Telenor and Naspers, where we actually joined forces in some big emerging markets, like Brazil, like Indonesia, and the Philippines. And we've also pursued in-market consolidation in other countries such as Morocco, Mexico, and Hungary. And here you can see what happens. So when you are consolidating in a market, the sum of the two parts becomes more than two. Because what you're actually doing then is you're creating better and more liquid marketplaces for consumers. They don't have to go many places. They can go one place. And you're also creating better opportunities for advertisers. And at the same time, you're also, of course, it's also beneficial for shareholders. So we have pursued that strategy the last couple of years, and that has proven to be successful, because you can see that both the traffic development and also the approved listings then increases quite dramatically. And I mentioned big European markets, and you can see that there is, of course, highly developed in Western Europe. I think there's still a lot of growth to be done. There's a lot of migration to take place in Europe, from print to online, and many interesting growth stories going on in these big markets. Well, but the face of classifieds is also changing, and I noticed Andreas talked previously about what's going on with Facebook and others. Well, I think we have to look at it this way. Classifieds is an attractive business to be in, so many people will try to enter it. And of course, with new technology, we see an accelerating pace of tech development. And at the heart of this, as Greg mentioned previously, lies really who is the best at satisfying the user needs. And there's many new players entering our classifieds market. So you have, of course, the new vertical specialists, such as Airbnb and Uber. You have BP in California, interesting end-to-end story. You have the social and messaging platforms. Facebook is organizing buy and sell groups, and people are organizing it themselves. And they're experimenting with more categories. In Indonesia, people use Instagram to buy and sell things. And then, of course, you have the native apps such as Wallapop or Let Go, and those that are now racing in the US. We have the Shpock. Now, this presents a number of challenges, but also new opportunities. Because what's actually happening and taking place when you see Facebook groups and Wallapop and Shpock is that these players are enlarging the market. So new opportunities arise because people start buying and selling more things than they have done previously. If it's convenient, if it is easy to use, it satisfies user needs, then these markets will continue to expand through these new entrants. So what are we doing to respond to that? Well, what we're doing is we're experimenting with our different sites, and we have a constant and relentless focus on product development. Product development, solving basic user needs. And our history has been one where it's been a combination of organic growth. We rolled out our Block It concept in more than 20 countries, and we also have done a number of selective acquisitions. And one of the latest acquisitions we've done is then of the native app Shpock, which is one of those native mobile-only marketplaces. And we are, of course, developing a lot of the same features in France, in Spain, in many other places. But we thought this was a very interesting company because of a great team, a great execution, and the speed. And if you haven't tried it, I advise you to try it out. You can download it here in the UK. We're at the top of the ratings for download in this category, both in UK, Germany, and Austria. At the same time, we have to develop our existing marketplaces. And Schibsted used to be a traditional media company, and then we have had core competencies like journalism, still very important, of course, for media houses, and sales, and classifieds core competence. What is increasingly becoming more and more important for us is really tech. And we're becoming much more of a tech-driven company than we were only a few years back. And that will continue and will accelerate. So what we're doing is actually, we believe that in order to build for innovation and growth, we need to invest more in our tech platforms, do more things across the group. And we built up a tech hub here in London. And we believe that we need to step up and make better solutions. And we're doing that by investing more in smart developers, in good technology, so that we're able to increase the scalability and also the speed to which we launch to our consumers. And that is a huge effort for us, and will continue to be so. We're seeing already good results from launches of new models and modelers that we are now having in the marketplace. And we believe that this will continue and will be a success criteria for all classifieds company in the future. Right, so I think actually I'm out of time, although this can get me started. I would like to continue here, Marco, but I know you're on a tight scheme. So no, but I'll come back next time. And this is a short glimpse of what we're doing in Schibsted, and I hope I'm invited back another year, and then I'll be happy to come back and tell you more. So thanks a lot for the attention.
Really impressive, and I love that you still innovate despite having large market positions with significant EBITDA. You're never getting bored of trying new things and adopting.
I think that's, I think in this current environment, that's even more important than ever before, to continue to accelerate and have a high speed.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.